Kevin, you've been in MotoGP, the Formula One and motorcycle racing. You've sat on the grid, you've performed. You must have felt nervous then. How did you feel when you were first guiding Ben along a bike, along a straight stretch of road?
Honestly, it's basically terrifying. I've done a lot of things, and that was the most challenging thing I've ever done.
Someone relied on you so precisely.
Yeah, and there's a concrete wall just over there. There's another one over there after the bit of grass, which the grass is going to be slippery, so, we don't want any of that, and we haven't done any of that, so that's good so far. The first introduction to Ben was through Daniel Gatton. Subject of the email was from left field, and it went on to say that Ben Felton, this blind guy, wants to break the world land speed record for the fastest motorcycle ridden blindfolded, because that's a technical part. You or I could have a go at this record that Ben's after, as long as we wear a blindfold. Honestly, I'm not interested, and happy for him to have a go. Yeah. And anyway, the email went on to say about the world record, which is 265.33 kilometres an hour, held by Billy Baxter in the UK. I think that's been around for about 16 years, so probably time someone like Ben Felton broke it. Anyway, so in response to that, I thought, well, I'll help the guy out. And when we were kids, Mum and Dad used to say, don't throw sticks and stones at other kids. If you hit them in the eye, they'll go blind, and, you'll be a real bad person and for doing that. And my mum had recently passed away, and she worked with guide dogs right up until just volunteer stuff, right up until she died a few years ago. And I thought, well, you don't see that much help around for the blind people or the sight impaired people. And I thought, well, I'll do this. I'll have a crack at it. So I started tapping out an email to Ben. Probably got to the 5.5 paragraphs, not very long paragraphs, and just had like 2 lines to go. And I thought, why am I sending him an email? How's he going to read it? And I thought, okay. So I put his mobile number that Daniel Gatt had given me, also his email and mobile, punched that into my phone, finished the email, pushed send, and then rang Ben and had a chat. And I told him what had just happened, after we initially had a quick conversation. And he said, oh, hang on, I'll give you a demo. So we started pushing buttons, and I started hearing voice things. And then I got a clear understanding. And then the hardest part was I had to ask Ben, was he totally blind, partially blind, legally blind, or whatever? And that was actually gut-wrenching, having to ask him and getting the response that he's totally black, can't see.
I noticed your emotion at the launch, that it was a reality to you, just having to be upfront and honest and clear about just what his particular situation was.
Yeah, exactly. And even from a little kid, I've always been scared of going blind or getting, blinded by something. Nothing else really did scare me.
You've had a couple of rides on the bike following today at the dragway at Eastern Creek. Yep. You seem happier. Are you happier in yourself as it's going now?
Yes, definitely. Ben's going a lot straighter, a lot easier, and we're just testing a couple of the new Yamahas, the Yamaha R1M, which is the really trick one with electronic suspension, etc., and it's got GPS technology and a lot of electronic stuff, like a MotoGP bike, which it's basically been developed from. And the one I'm riding on behind him is just the R1 standard bike. And since Ben's got on the R1M, he's been able to go straighter, a lot easier than what he was on before.
It's a reflection of bikes being smoother and more refined?
Yeah, definitely. It's race-bred technology, which is made for going around corners and being nimble, but at the same time, they've got to be stable in a straight line, and that's the development from the racing that we're taking advantage of on these two Yamahas.
You're riding one behind. Yeah. Do you feel a difference in the bike?
Yeah, for me, not really, but I can see it in Ben straight away. Like it's gone from borderline terrifying, honestly, but very hard work and very draining, because it's just, I'm totally responsible for Ben while I'm behind him, and today I'm just starting to actually enjoy it because he's going a lot straighter, a lot longer, and it's easier for me because I get to say go a lot more, which means he's going in the straight line that I want him, and less of the left and right direction commands. And then talking to Ben during those couple of weeks, come up with the ideas, like I have to instill Ben with something to let him know that he's confidently not very far off the line when I give him the direction call of left or right. So I come up with the idea that, Ben, you're only an elbow off or an arm's length. You know, I'll call you before the elbow. If I'm still calling you, you're gone towards the arm's length. And then just last night I told Ben on the phone, I'll be calling you by the time you get to a shoulder length offline, so less than a foot, So 250 mil. So we've been practicing that today, and that's working a lot better because he does a lot less tacking, left and right. So he goes straight longer. So as I was going to say there before, today I'm enjoying it because I'm saying go, go, go a lot more, which means he's going exactly where I want him to go, and he can get on the power and accelerate and go faster. And there's a lot less lefts and rights. So it's good. I'm smiling now finally.
Kevin, thank you very much for your time, your commitment and your dedication, and I think the support for this great effort. Thank you.
Good on you. Thanks very much.